Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for viewing me. My name is Brittany and this is my channel, Be the Little Light. Um, this is my first sit down on the floor, maybe ever, to do a channeled message. And all my readings are timeless and they're also for the highest and greatest good. And I trust this reaches exactly who it's meant to. So I'm sitting on my floor, crying on my kitchen floor like Trisha Paytas, not as not as elegantly, but I just felt called to be really impromptu with you guys. I love my desk, um, and we'll get back up there. But for now, I just felt really called to sit on the floor and stare out at my gorgeous view here and it felt fitting to sit on the floor to really ground in my energy. And I was getting called today to do a short message on what maybe some galactic energies you may be feeling, what's coming through, or what's about to come through for you. Um, but before I get into that, I want to share a quick channeled message that I was getting around Mother Earth. And that is about all of the different weather patterns, the unusual weather patterns. And the message that kept coming through was that this is a year that through the weather, the earth is trying to tell us something if we will pay attention to the patterns and the irregularity of the patterns. And that is telling everything about the times right now, that these times are unlike any that we've ever experienced before. And that's why right now we are experiencing such unusual weather everywhere across the board. And yes, although part of that is our limited understanding of um, the GW words, GW. I don't want to say that, be like fill in the blank where I'm going with that. Ha 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 ha. That topic, it's been very politicized and it's been very charged, and it's such a microscopic view of actually the larger picture. And the larger picture being that although, yes, we do have some part to play in the Earth's changes, also a lot of the Earth changes were inevitable because we are ending a very old cycle, a thousands of year old cycle, and we are beginning a new cycle. And that in between period is going to seem very unusual, very strange. Types of weather and conditions that either are not usual for certain locations, or types of weather and temperatures and natural events that maybe don't usually happen at the time of the year that they're happening. Things coming earlier than usual, or things lasting longer. But the main thing is the yo yoing. The yo yoing is intentional. And it's very interesting because I have been observing people lately around speaking around the earth, and a lot of it has been very the earth, she doesn't know what she's doing, she doesn't know what she wants. One moment it's this temperature, and the next, like, there's a narrative around that the earth doesn't know what she wants, that she doesn't know what she's doing. That could not be further from the truth, but that has everything to do with our very, and I mean our, meaning as a human species, our very egoic way of thinking that we know best, that we know better than uh, the earth. And this disconnect of really how we see ourselves as a species. And we actually do not know best. And that's also very clear if you just look around and just see what's happening. We actually don't know what's best. And the earth, which is our home, and we are part of the earth, we are just as much a part of the earth as everything else. As the sun is peeking out at me, she knows exactly what she's doing. She knows exactly what she's doing. She is constantly in a state of recalibrating, reorganizing, reorienting, but we are at a time where that is going to translate in the physical manifestations as being turbulent, chaotic, unpredictable, sometimes destructive. So that message wanted to come through. um, and the sun wants to come through. And yes, yes, yes. We're receiving so many solar codes at the moment. Um, Not literally like yes right now, but as a whole. If you guys have been paying attention to the solar activity, there's been a lot going on. So with that being said, tapping into the galactic energies, we're going to tap into what you may be experiencing at this time on a broader scope. Yes, so we have a lot of information that is channeling down. You see that? You see that? You see that? Solar light upgrades. Clock that T. Um, there's a lot of information that is coming to us at all angles from a linear perspective. We are receiving lots of mass pulses of information directly from the sun, but we also are channeling and funneling down information through our crown. And some of you may be experiencing continued sleep disturbances, also disorientation, fog, headaches, and just kind of feeling a little weird. Sometimes feeling very, very hyper, and other times feeling like lethargic. Your body is getting activated, and it's like receiving these intense natural doses of caffeine, but then it also, your body is trying to integrate that, and sometimes that's going to pop up as feeling lethargic, feeling like you have no energy, being completely exhausted. I know myself, when we are having like X class solar flares, I will wake up feeling completely wiped, completely zonked, even though we're receiving so much energy. It's like my body is like, whoa, like we just got this super like sonic boom of solar energy, and the body is being activated, but it's also trying to catch up in the physicality, trying to catch up to the upgrades that are going on. A lot of people that are watching this right now are also receiving activations in their third eye. These are continued activations because your third eye is already open, your pineal gland is already open. But there is a deeper understanding, and where you are going to find more clarity is in more stillness. I know for myself, I can say that I have been really called to go back to basics lately. And it's kind of been sometimes just putting a lot of the uh, information down for a second and getting quiet and focusing on my breath so that I can really tune into myself, and I can see my third eye, and I can see my heart, and I can ask either whatever question that I'm looking to get clarity on, or to simply center myself, because I may feel my nervous system being overwhelmed and feeling overcharged at a constant state. I've really been called to pay more attention, more than I ever have before, about my nervous system and how I'm responding, how I'm reacting to people, places, and things. Um, there's a message here about dormant information, dormant codes. Um, it's like when we talk about ley lines and we think about information that's seated here in the planet and that's been here for a long time. For example, if there was information that was stored, let's say in crystals, and they were stored here thousands of years ago, and they actually have these archives of information, past, present, future, of history, and also origin story. There's like these archives, and they were strategically placed, left, whatever have you, but they were not meant to be found until very specific points in time. That can translate as literally finding these jewels, if you will. But we also have these dormant codes that lie within us, within our DNA, the crystals, the crystalline in our DNA that's already there. It's simply waiting for the right time to be remembered and activated. It's also a message here about channeling in more angelic energy and more Christ consciousness, 5 5D energy, um, heart activations. And the Pleiadians just literally reiterated everything that I just shared about the earth, about connecting in, about what she's expressing the at this time. The earth does not have to speak to you in words for you to receive the message. It's an understanding, it's an inner knowing of, this is what's taking place. I see it, I feel it. Um, I don't have to like it all the time, but I can see this is what's currently taking place and do my best to go with the flow. Because what I was seeing earlier about right now compared to comparing it to past years, past energies, is we are at a point where things will never be the way that they were. So if we want to have an easier time adjusting to the changes that are present and that are coming and that will continue to flow during this in between yet transformational time on our planet, for all beings and also for our human consciousness, um, letting go of what you know thus far and doing your best to make peace with that and understand that things maybe once were a certain way, including with weather, and be open to the fact that things will be different going forward. And that is all divinely orchestrated and exactly on time. And this is a time where you really can take this golden opportunity to connect deeper into Mother Earth as a whole, but also even on an individual level with connecting in with certain animals, with certain elemental aspects, with the trees, with the leaves, really appreciating each season. Whether you live in a place that has 2 seasons or 4 seasons, or kind of a year round season, really honoring this is a time where we can really go back to basics and really honor what's present instead of trying to make things be exactly how we want them to be. Because when we're trying to keep even the earth in this box of this is what I would like it to be right now, why isn't it like that? We are missing an invitation to receive something new because we are holding so tightly onto the past and the way things were. And the Pleiadians also wanted to remind you that you're beautiful when you glow with joy, when you're happy and you're appreciative. Um, that is the point. Being joyful about anything, and that the trees have a lot of wisdom. The trees are also the record keepers as well, and we can receive a lot of information from them if we are willing to take the time to spend time with them, to nap by them, to hang under them, to eat an apple under the tree, to have a picnic under the tree, to read a book under the tree. The trees have been like our oldest allies is what I'm seeing as far as the earth goes, as far as energies on the earth. The trees have been here. They've been with us since the beginning. And even when we don't remember them, and even when we sometimes turn our backs on them, they never turn our backs on us. And they always hold space for us. And the final message here is really about making peace with what is instead of holding on to your perceived notions of what has to take place and what's going to take place. Because although we are very intelligent beings, we also can be very infantile, and not in a negative way, just as a way of having a very small perspective on things. And they understand that. They understand that that's our point of view, and it's not something that they are judging us for. It's simply an observation that we even if we don't like to admit it, sometimes we like to make things a little harder and a little less joyful. And they're asking us to find the ways in which we can bring more joy into our life, into our day, for the sake of joy, not for the sake of outcome, not for the sake of a specific outcome, simply because it brings us joy in the moment. So those are the messages for the day. Thank you for sitting here with me in this space. Thank you to the sun who came out and is now saying goodbye over the beautiful mountains that I get to look at here. And yeah, I love you guys so much. Leave me some star emojis. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.